The 1980s was a decade of bold, boundary-pushing cinema, especially in the realm of science fiction. While the era brought us iconic classics like E.T. the Extraterrestrial and Back to the Future, it also gave rise to some of the most controversial and censored films in the genre. These movies didn't just entertain, they challenged societal norms, explored taboo subjects, and offered dystopian visions of the future that some audiences weren't ready to handle. From graphic violence to thought-provoking political messages, these films shocked viewers, sparked heated debates, and were often banned or heavily censored in multiple countries. Join us as we take a look at 14 of the most daring and controversial 80s sci-fi movies that left a lasting impact on the genre, despite facing the wrath of censors and authorities. Scanners, 1981. David Cronenberg's Scanners is a science fiction thriller about people with powerful psychic abilities, known as scanners. These individuals can read minds and manipulate objects with their minds. The movie focuses on a man named Cameron Vale, who discovers his own scanner abilities and is recruited by a pharmaceutical company. The film's most notorious scene is the head explosion, which remains one of the most shocking visual effects in cinema history. Scanners is often hailed as an unsettling commentary on human power and corporate control. Though banned or heavily censored in many countries, the film's themes of psychic powers, government experimentation, and mind control. Life Force, 1985. Tobe Hooper's Life Force is an audacious blend of sci-fi and horror that explores the concept of space vampires. Based on Colin Wilson's novel The Space Vampires, the film follows astronauts who discover humanoid aliens on Halley's Comet and accidentally bring them back to Earth. The aliens drain human life force, causing an apocalyptic event in London. What makes Life Force especially notorious are its disturbing sequences involving nudity, violence, and cosmic horror. The film was heavily censored in several countries, with Sweden cutting transformation scenes and Australia removing the autopsy sequence. Though mixed reviews and a troubled production, the film has gained a cult following due to its unique combination of horror and sci-fi. Its ambitious scope and mix of graphic content created an unsettling atmosphere that pushed the boundaries of what was acceptable in 80s cinema, establishing Life Force as one of the era's most daring yet overlooked films. Dead Ringers, 1988. David Cronenberg's Dead Ringers is a psychological horror film that examines the disturbing descent into madness of twin gynecologists. Jeremy Irons delivers a dual performance as the Mantle brothers, whose shared life, both personal and professional, becomes increasingly twisted. As the brothers' obsession with their work and each other grows, they become entangled in a destructive relationship with a patient, leading to a nightmarish transformation. The film's depiction of medical body horror, including the creation of instruments for mutant women, shocked many viewers and led to censorship in several countries. What makes Dead Ringers so unsettling is not the violence, but the emotional and psychological breakdown of the characters, portraying the corruption of the medical profession and the fragility of identity. It was heavily censored, particularly in the UK, but over time, Dead Ringers has been recognized as one of Cronenberg's most chilling and thought-provoking works, a true exploration of madness and human disintegration. Possession, 1981. Possession, directed by Andrzej Żuławski, is one of the most disturbing films of the 1980s, blending psychological horror and surreal body horror. Starring Isabelle Adjani and Sam Neill, the film revolves around a woman named Anna who begins an affair with a monstrous creature while undergoing a brutal divorce. The film's infamous subway miscarriage scene, in which Anna expels blood and unidentifiable fluids, shocked audiences and led to heavy censorship in many countries, including a near-total ban in the UK during the video nasty period. Possession delves into themes of emotional collapse, infidelity, and the horrors of personal trauma. What makes the film extraordinary is its surreal approach to portraying psychological and emotional destruction, all while using grotesque body horror to externalize these internal conflicts. Although controversial at the time, Possession has since become a cult classic, with its intense performances and unique storytelling making it a landmark in the genre. Akira, 1988. Katsuhiro Otomo's Akira is a groundbreaking animated film that brought the world of anime to international prominence. Set in a post-apocalyptic Neo-Tokyo, the film follows Kaneda, a biker gang leader, and his friend Tetsuo, who gains powerful psychic abilities after a mysterious government experiment. As Tetsuo's powers grow uncontrollably, he becomes a destructive force, leading to an epic battle between the government, military, and his former friends. Akira was ahead of its time, featuring stunning animation and highly detailed visual effects, some of which pushed the boundaries of what animation could achieve. The film was initially censored in several countries due to its graphic violence and complex themes, but eventually it became a cult classic, especially in the West. Its themes of governmental control, youth rebellion, and the dangers of unchecked scientific experimentation have remained relevant, making it a landmark in both anime and dystopian cinema. The Fly, 1986. David Cronenberg's remake of The Fly is a masterwork of body horror, starring Jeff Goldblum as Seth Brundle, a scientist who accidentally merges his DNA with a fly, leading to a grotesque transformation. The film's special effects, especially the gradual metamorphosis of Brundle into a fly, are among the most disturbing and groundbreaking in cinema history. While The Fly was initially met with mixed reviews due to its shocking gore, it has since become a classic, praised for its depth and emotional resonance. The film uses body horror as a metaphor for aging, disease, and the loss of identity, transforming what could have been a simple monster movie into a profound exploration of the human condition. The film's infamous scenes, including the arm wrestling and vomit drop sequences, were heavily censored in several countries, but the film's impact is undeniable. Cronenberg's vision of a man losing control of his own body continues to haunt audiences today. They Live, 1988. John Carpenter's They Live, 1988, is a sci-fi action film that goes far beyond typical genre conventions, delivering a powerful political commentary. The film follows a drifter, played by Roddy Piper, who stumbles upon a pair of special sunglasses that reveal hidden subliminal messages broadcast by aliens. These extraterrestrials have infiltrated the world's elite, using media and consumerism to control society and maintain their power. As Piper's character, John Nada, begins to see the world as it truly is, he uncovers a society in which the elite manipulate the masses to perpetuate their dominance, with advertisements urging people to obey and consume. What makes They Live revolutionary is its bold critique of capitalism, media manipulation, and class disparity. At a time when corporate power was becoming increasingly influential, the film's message about how media can control perceptions of reality was striking. The film's iconic 6-minute fight scene between Piper and Keith David, a brutal yet absurdly realistic confrontation, has become legendary for its rawness and length, symbolizing the struggle against a system that forces conformity. Although They Live was initially a box office disappointment, its anti-authoritarian themes and critique of consumer culture have only grown more relevant with time. In today's media-saturated world, where corporate interests and social inequality are ever present, Carpenter's film has gained cult status. It remains a prophetic examination of the power of media and capitalism, making it not only a sci-fi classic, but a timeless warning about the dangers of unchecked power and manipulation. The Running Man, 1987. The Running Man, directed by Paul Michael Glazier, is a dystopian sci-fi action film set in a future where a totalitarian government controls the masses through a brutal game show. Arnold Schwarzenegger stars as Ben Richards, a man wrongfully convicted and forced to participate in the deadly contest. The film explores the commercialization of violence and the manipulation of media, with contestants battling stalkers, deadly assassins, while millions watch from their homes. The action-packed sequences and intense violence were controversial, but it was the film's sharp social commentary that made it particularly unsettling for authorities. The show's exploitation of human suffering for entertainment and the rise of a surveillance culture hit too close to home for many. Banned or censored in several countries, The Running Man was viewed as a warning about the dangers of privatized entertainment and the manipulation of the public through mass media. Today, The Running Man stands as a chilling, prophetic tale foreseeing the rise of reality TV and the increasing power of media in shaping public perception. Brazil, 1985. Terry Gilliam's Brazil is a striking, surreal, dystopian satire that critiques bureaucracy and the dehumanizing effects of modern society. Set in a retro-futuristic world, the film follows Sam Lowry, a low-level government employee who yearns for escape from his monotonous life, only to find himself trapped in a convoluted conspiracy. With its dark comedy and bizarre visuals, the film captures Gilliam's disdain for a society that prioritizes paperwork and order over human life. When Universal Studios demanded a more optimistic ending, Gilliam refused, leading to the infamous Battle of Brazil. The studio attempted to bury his original 142-minute cut in favor of a more commercially viable, happy ending. Gilliam smuggled his uncut version to critics, and it quickly gained acclaim. Brazil became a cult classic, celebrated for its surreal depiction of an oppressive, bureaucratic world, where surveillance and conformity stifle individuality. Its themes of state control and the absurdity of modern life resonate even more today, as society continues to grapple with the consequences of faceless institutions and the erosion of personal freedom. Brazil remains a timeless warning against the dangers of unchecked bureaucracy and corporate power. Repo Man, 1984. Repo Man, 1984, directed by Alex Cox, is a punk sci-fi film that transcends traditional genre boundaries. It follows Otto, a disillusioned young man who stumbles into the world of car repossession and becomes entangled in a bizarre conspiracy involving government agents and a mysterious car harboring an alien secret. The film's punk ethos, anti-authoritarian message, and anarchistic humor set it apart from other films of the era, offering a sharp critique of consumerism, corporate greed, and government control. At the time of its release, Repo Man was too unconventional and unorthodox, leading to censorship and bans in several countries. Despite this, the film quickly developed a strong cult following, praised for its unique blend of science fiction, social commentary, and surreal absurdity. It explores themes of alienation, conformity, and apathy in a world dominated by commercialism and political manipulation. The film's eccentric narrative, quirky characters, and biting satire remain influential in both the punk and indie film scenes. Although Repo Man struggled at the box office, its rebellious spirit and defiant tone have helped it achieve lasting relevance, securing its place as a seminal cult classic. Its unique voice and message continue to resonate with audiences today, making it a timeless commentary on modern society. These 14 banned sci-fi films from the 80s not only pushed the limits of filmmaking, but also forced us to confront uncomfortable truths about society, technology, and the human condition. While many of these movies were initially censored or banned for their controversial content, their influence has only grown over time. Today, they are regarded as cult classics, with their daring exploration of dystopian futures, corporate control, and media manipulation still resonating with modern audiences. These films remind us that sometimes the most powerful art is the kind that challenges the status quo and leaves us questioning the world around us. What once shocked audiences has now become a legacy of bold storytelling, proving that art, no matter how controversial, often has the power to stand the test of time.